If you want to change the world, you must be your best in your darkest moments. That's a quote, or a paraphrasing of a quote from Admiral McRaven, talking about how when things are the most difficult and we want to fold and collapse in, it's when we are invited to be better than we've ever been. And so recently, I got some feedback that it would be helpful if I delved a little bit deeper into some of my personal life and just some of the vulnerability in my life. So, as a lot of you who listen know, I share stories all the time, but it's generally to paint a picture and step out. And, I don't want to make this about me. It's not about me. It's never been about me. It's about us in using the little lessons and stories we see and come across to get better, whatever better means to us. But I thought, I will pull back the curtain on something that's been going on, because this has, not been an easy stretch for me for a variety of reasons. And, there have been moments where I have felt sorry for myself. And, nothing tragic or dramatic, but, in different facets of life, it's funny, like sometimes, when it rains, it pours, the wheels fall off the wagon in a lot of different places, I just recently got out of a relationship, not a terribly long one, but one that, had a lot of promise and potential and, devolved into something not good very quickly. And, that bummed me out on the personal front. I had an assistant, again, someone I at one point thought very highly of, run off with thousands of dollars. Needless to say, that relationship is completely deteriorated. And then just, I'm a 100% invested in this brand, in this community. And August, just from a strictly data, from a numbers perspective, is not one of the best months, I've had. So a lot of things, and on top of that, I've been working really hard on my physique. About a month and a half ago, doing some dips, hurt my shoulder and haven't been able to essentially lift my left arm. Getting a lot of help, a lot of different opinions, working on it, But I think you get the idea. It's like, it's not a world's smallest violin thing. It's not a poor me thing. But it's very easy for me to look around and feel sorry for myself, right? In this moment, and I have. I was thinking the other day as I was taking a little walk, just getting the poor me vibes. And I think we've all been there. We've all felt that. And I thought of that Admiral McRaven quote. And I thought about how it'd be very easy for me to lose momentum here, because that's what I'm inclined to do. If I stop thinking and stop being proactive and I just let life blow me around, that's exactly what would happen. But there's also opportunity. There's opportunity to be better in every single one of these categories. The arm thing, it's like, don't let yourself unravel. Don't stop working out. Don't start eating terribly. You know how when you lose your momentum, you lose your momentum? It's like, why should I eat broccoli and chicken breasts? I'm not even hitting the gym hard, right? And it's easy to sort of go down that rabbit hole. It's like, no, eat better than you've ever eaten. Run, do lower body, do abs, work harder, and you'll feel better. Because this thing, right, this arm is gonna work again at some point, and when it does, I'll feel like I didn't waste time, but I prepared and I'm better. The YouTube thing, the branding thing. Understand, I know a lot of people who are experts in the field say, well, yeah, August is a slow month. I don't care, right? It's just like when people say there's a recession, prepare to do badly. No, I don't buy that. I want to be someone who doesn't let the circumstance dictate their success or their trajectory, right? And so I feel like that's not acceptable, and there's still a lot I can learn. So learn from it, right? Let the relationship thing, with the girlfriend make you stronger, make you better. Learn from it, detach, and go live your life. Same deal with my assistant. It's like you now know what you don't want and what you can't accept. But, glass half full, well, now you have an avatar for the role, in a sense. You understand what was important, what you need. There's a framework now that exists because, for the first time, someone filled that space. And so that is the idea. It's like when you are most vulnerable and you most want to let your guard down and bow down to life, I'm going to ask you to join me in not accepting that and saying, no, I'm going to be better. I'm going to be better in every way to show myself, to show the people around me, to show the world that when things get difficult, I find a way. And I do think, I talk about life being complex and, sort of a non-binary, not black and white. There's a lot of gray space. But I do think if I had to pick a few areas to make things black and white, it's amidst our difficulties and our moments of pain and suffering, there are people that are knocked down by it and people who use it to do something beautiful and meaningful and powerful. I'm not saying, be a robot, sit in the emotions. Why not? Embrace it, but don't stay there. Don't stay there. And as I was going on my run yesterday, because my legs, still work beautifully, I was thinking, I wonder how many people are going through it. And I wonder how many people in their fight are starting to feel overwhelmed and like life has let them down. I wonder how many people are in that spot. And I had this sort of powerful moment of clarity that's like, this is such a blessing, because not only are you going to be better in all of these categories, but you can teach yourself that adversity is not something that slows you down. You only need to take one step. And I want to be that reminder for you. Our difficult times are not defining, they're an invitation. And how cool is that? I don't think that's a cliche or a talking point. I think when life is hardest, it's such a special opportunity to step into it. They say confidence is earned. And I think we can all show ourselves that, when, as Admiral McRaven says, life feels the darkest, we can be our best. Better than we've ever been, right? We don't know what full potential looks like. We haven't scratched the surface. There are things about you that are untapped. And so what better a time when things feel the hardest to start bringing that to life? If you want to change the world, be your very best in the darkest moments.